Hey everyone, it's me again, and I have a wonderful, fresh, bright spring makeup tutorial for you guys today. Spring is definitely on its way here in Japan. I don't know how you guys are doing back over in the States or in other parts of the world, but here in Japan, by the beginning of this coming week, it's gonna be in the low 60s, low to mid 60s, so it's getting to be springtime. And I've been in such a springy mood today that I decided to do this makeup look. The tutorial is just for the eyes. I wasn't gonna do my face makeup because I have a couple of cystic pimples still, but you know, that didn't stop me from doing my face makeup. Today's tutorial is featuring the Clinique All About Eyes Wear Everywhere Greens palette. There you go. That's what it looks like. You guys will have already seen a review for this palette. I'll put it right there so you guys can go and watch it, and I'll put it again at the end of the video. So this is what we're going for. I was very inspired by the kind of watercolor pastel trend that tends to happen in spring, but I didn't want it to be too pink. I just wanted it to be very fresh, very clean skin, not overly done up, but with a lot of kind of soft color going on. So that's how it ended up looking. And I really hope you guys learn a lot from this and pick up some ideas. And yeah, if you want to learn how to get this look, then keep on watching. Hey everyone! Alright, let's go ahead and get started with this tutorial. I have done my left eye already just to kind of see. I mean, you know, most of you guys have noticed that I've been doing my other eye off camera, and there's definitely a reason for that. A lot of the time I don't rehearse my tutorials ahead of time. I don't plan anything ahead of time, so I like to do the other eye off camera just to see what direction I'm going, and that way I'm not spending hours and hours of the video, like, you know, doing guesswork about what I'm gonna do in my creative process. It just, you know, cuts down time. I also already did my brows. You guys know the drill. You don't need to see that at all. It's just Wet n Wild brow pencil, Anastasia brow gel, boom boom, done. So let's dig into this yummy palette, shall we? This is actually my first time using this palette, so this is kind of a first impression along with a tutorial. I did prime my eyes with the Urban Decay regular old primer potion, good old-fashioned standby, and ready for it. There it is. There is the Wear Everywhere Greens palette. Now we're gonna be focusing more on this half here. These last three I didn't use at all. I'm going to be using those probably in another look, but for the purposes of today, we're just going to be using these over here. Already primed, and I'm just going to take a real big, real fluffy brush, my Sonia Kashuk 109. Y'all already know how it goes. I'm going to take this color right here, which apparently is the light shade of the Wave After Wave duo, according to the back of the palette. And I'm just going to use this as a base shade all over the eye. There's a motorcycle. But this is just gonna give us a nice, good base color all over the place. I was originally gonna put this in the crease because I thought it was gonna be darker and taupier than it ended up being, but it ended up being much lighter than I thought it would be. Put it up on the brow bone too. Yeah, we're just blending this all over our business. So one thing this palette is definitely missing, I think, is a kind of transition shade, a good neutral matte crease shade. So I'm going to take the NYX blush in taupe, give a little swirly swirl at the same 109. Don't have to change brushes at all. And then I'm just going to slightly fluff this into the crease to give me a little bit of a shadow, a little bit of a transition. And to put a little brown in here, because as you can tell from my other eye, there's a lot of blue going on. So this is just going to give us something to ground the colors to. So it says this one is pewter green. That doesn't look like pewter green to me. On my eyes, it just looks blue. But I'm going to take this pewter green color, the fourth one in, and I'm going to very lightly dust this into the crease. This is a very pigmented shade. It doesn't mess around, so we're just gonna dust that on the same 109, and we're gonna fluff that into the crease, focusing mainly on the outer portion. trying not to look like I got punched in the face. The motorcyclist isn't going anywhere. He's just sitting there with his engine running. I think he's just trying to keep it fresh. Look at that. So pretty. So now I'm gonna take my e.l.f. eyeshadow C-brush, and I'm going to take that same blue color and I'm gonna pack it on the outside third of the eyelid. So we're gonna take the blue color, just on that C-brush, tap it off a little bit, and then we're gonna put it right on the outer third of the eye. So we're gonna take the other side of that same brush and we're gonna go in with Lime Ricky, which is right here, this gorgeous pastel lime green. I'm gonna dust my brush off a little bit, and I'm gonna take the other side and dip it into Lime Ricky, and we're gonna put that on the inner kind of half of the lid, skipping past the inner corner because there's gonna be an inner corner highlight. So I'm just gonna pat this on the inner 2/3 of the lid. And I'm just gonna be flipping the brush over and over, you know, because there's still a little bit of that blue pewter green color left on the other side. And I'm just gonna kind of start to swap back and forth in the middle to kind of blend it out. Very good. And that's the lid for the most part. Now we're gonna go into the inner corner highlight, which in this particular case is gonna be this first shadow here, which is Meringue, it's shimmery white. Now I'm not normally one for shimmery white anywhere on my eyes, but if I'm gonna put it anywhere, it's gonna be in the inner corner. So we're just gonna take a dollop of that, knock this one off a bit because there's a little bit of glitter in that shade and it can create some fallout. And we're just gonna put this using my accent brush from Real Techniques. Pop that right in the inner corner, brushing upward a little bit to blend because it's going to open the eyes up. We want this to be a fresh spring look. And now I'm going to go in with my Sonia Kashuk 116, and this shade is Jadeite, this one right next door, and that's going to be our big time definer. Now if you wanted this to be more of a natural-ish look, you could pretty much leave it like this, but I'm gonna take Jadeite just to throw a little bit more green into the party here, and I'm gonna just do that lightly in the outer V, starting on the lower lash line on the outside and moving up into the crease a little bit. And these shadows are practically blending as I'm applying them. Like, I'm not having to do any work at all with this. All right, now I'm gonna go back in with my fluffy brush and we're just gonna kind of, you know, swirl this around a little bit very lightly. Can't see what I'm doing. We're just swirling this all over the place, just blending everything together. And then we're gonna take that color that we started with, our base shadow, which is the light shade of the Wave After Wave duo, this one right there, and I'm just gonna pop that on the brow bone and blend down. So that way that's just gonna sharpen up or blur out our edges. So we're gonna take our darkest color that we use, Jadeite, and we're gonna put it on the outer part of the lower lash line. And start to pack this onto the lower lash line. So the idea is that we're carrying the shape upwards. So the dark shadow should start here and then slowly work up into the crease in a nice round curve. Now I'm gonna kind of dust that brush off on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna go back in with the light pastel green color Lime Ricky, and I'm gonna put that in the center of my lower lash line, carrying over to where we put the white earlier. I'm just gonna pat this right in the middle there, where the two colors align. See, this is so easy. Like, as it stands right now, the eyeshadow is done. That's it. I'm 14 minutes into recording, and my eye's pretty much done. All right, nearly done, so we're gonna go ahead and do liner. Now, I had a really tough time trying to decide what liner I wanted to use for these, just because, you know, the shadow already looks so pretty, and I don't wanna mess it up. But I went ahead and took a blue liner. This is the L'Oreal Extra Intense Liquid Pencil Liner in blue. just a plain old dark blue liner, and I'm going to put this on the very outside of the lower waterline. We're not going to carry this too much into the lash line because the only reason I'm using this liner is to make the whites of my eyes whiter. If you have trouble with yellowing of the white part of your eyes, maybe you're dealing with jaundice or just your eye whites are naturally a yellow tint, try a blue liner in your waterline. Blue brings out the whiteness in anything. So if you want your eye whites to be a little whiter, maybe your eyes are looking a little bloodshot, had a little too much to drink last night, this is a great kind of hangover makeup tip. A little blue in the waterline just brings that out. So now to wake up the eyes even more, I'm gonna take the NYX Wonder Pencil in light. You can just use a nude liner. It really doesn't matter. But I'm gonna take this little Wonder Pencil because it's what I could find, and I'm gonna put this in the rest of my waterline. For the upper lash line, I had the toughest time with this because I didn't want to ruin the look, but I also wanted to warm it up a little bit. So I'm going to take Blue Eye's best friend, Copper, a copper liner. And this one is from Revlon. This is a color stay liner in the color Topaz. I don't know why they call it Topaz. It's copper. And work it on the upper lash line, starting thick on the outside, thin on the inside. Y'all know the drill. See, and that's not something I would ever normally do, but holy cow, does it make this eye look pop. That is done. I'm gonna pop on some mascara. This is the Clinique High Impact Curling Mascara. Again, I've only used this a handful of times, so I'm still forming an opinion on it. That's pretty much it. That is the whole look. We'll do some awkward posing, looking down, looking forward, looking good. All right, that is it, you guys. That is the whole eye look. I really hope you found this helpful, and stay tuned. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Just spank it, just give it a spanking. It's been a bad little like button. And stay tuned because I've got plenty more looks and things like that with this little greens palette. And I also have a review coming up for another Wear Everywhere palette, the Wear Everywhere Grays palette. So stay tuned for looks and reviews of all those things. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, all that stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video.